because he fucking carried this game. The Altars wouldn't be 50% as good if it weren't for Alex. He absolutely annihilated this part. He was probably my favorite to do, but then we have started working on DLC.
Yeah.
And I might have a new favorite, that's what I'm gonna say.
Oh, whoa, hold on here. Hold on, what? Is this breaking news?
I've got this one thing that I'm working on where I'm like, the day that comes out is like, might be the biggest day of my career.
Okay. So, who do we have on the show today?
Hello, my name is Alex Jordan, and I play Jan in the Altars. Jan Dolski, just the guy that you play as in the Altars. I'm Alex Jordan as well. I play Jan the scientist.
And I'm also Alex Jordan. I play Jan the miner.
And I'm also Alex Jordan. I play Jan the technician.
Why are there so many of you?
Why is there only one of you?
Because I don't need a bunch of me's to conduct an interview. This is making my job a lot harder than it really needs to be. Is there a prime Alex that I should talk to, or?
No, we're all prime.
Okay. So do I ask you all the same question, or?
No. We're all individual people. Come on.
Okay, Alex, you gotta explain this to me. How is this gonna work? How?
That's not my job to figure out. That's yours.
Well, I mean, as long as that's all of the ones that you have that are.
You forgot me.
Wow, there's more of you?
There's like a clown car outside.
Okay.
Do you want me to go get them?
Please, yes, I guess. Let's do this. But Alex, I want to thank you for joining me. Also, thank you for joining us here in the U.S., dude. You know, I know you're here for the vibes, right? Because the Game Awards is happening this week.
Honestly, every time I come back to LA, I think to myself, I could do 3 months out of the year here. I really like it. But then I was thinking about this on the way over. I'm also very aware that my time in LA is not like regular time in LA. Because when I'm here, like, my days are free and I'm driving around, and then I'm like, if I lived here, it would be a different relationship to the place. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like, it has a kind of holiday vacation vibe, even when I'm here doing stuff that is like work related.
Yeah.
So I know that I know I'm already looking through rose tinted glasses.
Yeah, because you're here, you're just having fun. Like all your friends are here too.
Yeah.
You know, and some coworkers as well. You know, people that you've worked with on projects previously.
Yeah.
And so we're of course we're here to talk to you about the Altars. You know, they've been nominated for
Best sim strategy.
Yes, but I just realized something. Y'all watching this at home, y'all might already know who wins at the Game Awards, because this is not necessarily gonna air at the time. So if it did win, please let us know in the comment section down below.
I'm gonna preempt it and say, like, I want to thank the people of the Game Awards voting panel for Best Sim Strategy. We worked very hard. It's been a pleasure and it's been an honor. Thank you. And you can cut that if we don't win.
I really hope, because that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
And it was very heartfelt.
I can already see what my editor is going to do with that. He's going to put the actual award in your hand. He's gonna crop you out and
keep the spin drift. Not sponsored. Not sponsored.
But okay, so one of the things I was surprised though, I was really shocked that you weren't nominated for best performance. I mean, you played 12 different characters.
12 different versions of the same
character.
The same guy. I think the analogy that I've used is, if this guy's a pizza, we've basically taken a pizza and sliced it into, 12 slices, and
one had anchovies on it, the other one had like pineapple.
Exactly. They all still had the same base tomato and cheese.
Yeah.
But each one has a slightly different topping, but they're still fundamentally still a pizza.
Yeah. Is that how it was pitched to you? They were like, or are you going to play 12 different slices of pizza, okay, with different toppings on it?
I think I haven't used this analogy yet with Tomek, the game director. I think if I did, he might be a bit offended that I'm reducing his like magnum opus, brilliant piece of work to, like a pizza. It's like a pizza, innit?
But I am curious, how was it pitched to you? Because I feel like this is quite the role to take on for an actor. You know, like especially like, you see the visual of the character and you're just in a booth Like you're playing against yourself. So like, how was it pitched to you?
So first of all, it's the actor's dream, right? Because you go, I get to play basically everyone in this.
Yeah.
So from both the sense of like, we're actors, we've got a sense of ego, it's nice to have that ego stroked when they go, we want you to play pretty much everyone. But in order to do that, they basically just gave the entire game Bible to everyone who was just like, or even auditioning, because they went, normally you don't get told anything, right? You get really sort of bare information. Something about like a voice reference that they want you to do, like similar to, or something about a character, maybe some character artwork. With this, they sent through and it was like, here's 20 A4 pages about the game. Because they were like, if we're going to do this right, from the very get-go, we need the actor to know absolutely everything. Because if we don't think, you can't get 3-4 months down the line recording and then go, oh, actually, this person isn't quite right for it. They had to be 100% certain from the get-go. So yeah, given this whole massive book of information, I went away, read it, did an audition on Zoom, then was asked to come in and do a 4-hour workshop as the final recall for it. Which is weird, because normally when you go in for your final recall, it's like a 20-minute audition and you kind of just have a further chat about the game and you kind of do your thing. And they went, no, we want you to come in and we'll do 4 hours of workshopping different characters.
They told you that in advance, though. You didn't just show up like, all right, I got another thing after this. Like, so it's 20 minutes and I'm out. They told you in advance. So
and by
knew.
Pure coincidence, the studio we were booked in to do that workshop was a 10-minute walk from my house. And I was thinking, this is great. If I get this, I just have to do a 10-minute walk as my commute every day. And then I found out the actual studio we were recording in was on the other side of London, and it was going to be like, an hour and 20 commute each way instead.
They gotcha.
Like, damn.
They gotcha. Now, I got to say, like, it was just, it's impressive, like, the fact that you were able to pull this off so brilliantly. I'm kind of curious to know which one of the altars is your favorite, though? And which one was the most challenging?
So I think, okay, this is an interesting one, because I think I have favorites and then I have fondness, right?
Okay. Right.
And I don't think they're necessarily the same thing. Because the technician, who is the first one that you make, you have the most sibling-esque relationship with, and he is I have the most fondness for him. But then in terms of performing, like there's one, the guard, who is this kind of Northeast America's like bit more streetwise, bit more kind of, he's got a bit of sarcasm to him, and he's a bit of a jokester. He was probably my favorite to do. But then we have started working on DLC.
Yeah.
And I might have a new favorite. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh, whoa, hold on here. Hold on. Whoa, what? Is this breaking news? Or
That's all I'm going to say. I can't say anything else.
There is a DLC that we know. It just came out, right?
So we've got, it's weird, right? Because people are like, oh, the DLC's out. This is kind of an extra little storyline thing that's been added in, along with some quality of life upgrades to the game and photo mode and things like that. But this is not like the DLC. Do you know what I mean? We've got a whole really cool thing coming up, which I'm really excited by, because when I went over to Warsaw in 2024, Tomek, game director, we went for lunch just before I flew back to London, and he said, I've got this idea for the DLC. And he told me this idea that he had for the DLC. And I was like, that's really cool. That's ambitious. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if that will be, what you end up doing, if you do end up doing that. And then we started recording on the DLC and going in and being like, that conversation that we had, 2 years ago or whatever, like I think it might have been end of 2023 that we had this conversation. And now it's happening. And it's really, really cool, because it's what 11-bit do really, really well. They don't just give you what you expect.
Yeah.
They go, we're going to do something that's maybe slightly left field, slightly not what you're anticipating or expecting.
And that's something I'm assuming, obviously you wouldn't know the release date, but it's sometime in the future. And I think it's probably safe to say not this year.
I think that's very safe to say.
We can say not this year, everyone watching. I'm not going to say next year, because that would be giving something away. And I don't want to get you in any trouble. So I'm watching your ass.
Everything inside my head right now is going, don't give any expressions away. Like literally just like, yep, just stare blankly. Stare blankly.
Yeah. Well, you say that that DLC, whatever it might be, is ambitious, but like I feel like this entire game was ambitious, and it was phenomenal. It was an amazing game.
That's, I think, was also when I was given the game Bible to look through. Obviously, I have that moment of going, oh, I really want to do this because this is really cool as an acting exercise. Yeah. And as an actor, getting to be the person to undertake this and do it. That was obviously kind of first thought. But as I was going through it, I was going, no, I want to do this because this is a really cool idea. Mm-hmm. It's a really cool idea for a game. It feels unique, and it feels like they've tried to do something that I don't feel like I've seen before. Mm-hmm. And that's really exciting. Because I've done over 100 games now, and I kind of get used to seeing some things where I go, okay, cool, so it's like this and it's like that, or that seems similar to the character I did in that, I had none of that with this. Yeah. Visually, I couldn't think of anything it looked like. Mechanically, I couldn't think of anything that it was, similar to. It seemed to be 5 different game genres in one. Like, it's wild. You've got the narrative in there. You've got the sort of the resource gathering. You've got base building. You've got strategy. You've got the sort of the role play element. It's so many different genres in one. It's wild.
I got to say, I am, for speaking of the DLC, the current one that's out, not this one that will come out in some distant future. The relax mode, I feel like that is definitely, I was shocked that wasn't something that we didn't get when the game first came out. Because I was like, I needed that. I'm that type of gamer where it's like, I accidentally I would accidentally hit a button and then I fall asleep. And so I lose a day. I was like, wait a minute, I just lost a day. Yep. Hold on, let me see. This game ain't going to just end if I just lose all these days. And it sure enough, it did. What the hell? This happens in a game?
It's so interesting, isn't it? Like using time as a diminishing return thing is like, it's a tricky one. Yeah. Because some uses of diminishing returns in games are excellent. And sometimes it just walks a fine line. It can be so infuriating, right? I remember as a kid, oh God, what's the zombie game in the mall?
I know this. Dead
Rising? No, not.
Hey Siri, what's the zombie game that takes place in the mall?
The zombie game that takes place in the mall is Dead Rising.
Ha! Yeah, we were right.
There we go. Dead Rising.
We don't need you, Siri. You, Siri.
But please don't kill us in the robotic uprising as well, though. So that I remember as a kid playing that and going, this is cool, but getting really frustrated as well with the sort of diminishing returns of investing time into certain bits. I think they did a really cool job with the use of time in this game.
No, 100%.
But I think you're right. That relax mode, I think that combined with the new save system, you're able to save at any point. Because before you'd save when you sleep, which means if something goes wrong, you then have to go back to the beginning of your day. Oh yeah. Which I get that sort of was frustrating to some people, but equally that's the system, that's the mechanic that created the crazily addictive loop of just going one more day. Because you get to that point where you sleep and you save, and then you go, oh, screw it, I'll just do one more day. I'll just do one more in-game day. And you just get stuck in this cycle. And then before you know it, you look down and you're like, 6-7 hours has gone by? I need to do things. Yeah, but the game is so addictive. I've spoken to a lot of fans of it, and a lot of them they praise you, by the way, your performance. Not just the developers, but you also being behind the character, lending your vocals to the character, and they would like to talk to you, but obviously they can't be here, because it's the internet. Hi, internet, how are you doing? So what I decided to do was I reached out to a few, scoured the internet as well for some comments. And I would love for you to respond to these individuals. Brilliant.
Some of them are good.
Okay, some of them are good?
Yeah. I didn't say what the other half is, but, some of them are good.
Okay, before we even do this, I have a question. How much... Are there any comments in there relating to clone romance?
No.
Okay, cool.
No, trust me. No, I had to make sure that I looked over these.
Okay.
Also, nice socks. You got the Alter socks.
The Alter socks, baby.
Oh my goodness.
Hell yeah. I was in Warsaw a couple of weeks ago, and I was basically like, can I get some more of those socks? Because they're really nice. They're really comfy.
They're freaking dope.
They're really good socks. I was like, can I get any more of those socks? They only had one pair left. So I got the final pair of Alter socks that still unworn. And these are them. And now they are worn. So now there are none that are that are clean.
So what I'd love for you to do, say the name of the person.
Yes.
And then, read their comment and then.
I like this from Racket Club, who has used V's instead of U's for their name, which feels very Roman. I wish the relax mode was out from the start. I got tired of my crew turning on me. I played it on stream.
Yeah.
My crew, I had to go back like, I think it was like 20 days in game in order to like get past a certain point, because I realized that my crew, no matter what I'd done, something I'd done 20 days ago had set in motion something that was always going to end up with them killing me. So I was playing it on stream and I just died like within the space of an hour, probably about 6 or 7 times. And I was like, I've got to go all the way back.
Yeah.
I can relate to that one. My crew turned on me a lot.
So you played online. Is that still up?
It is. I've actually got I've got episode 1 up of an editor that I was working with, who has edited the streams down into YouTube content. But he had some personal stuff going on, so he wasn't able to edit for a while. So I am now finally getting around to like. Second episode is going to be going up soon, and then I'm going to have 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th. Yeah.
Do you dress up as any of them while you play?
I wore the tracksuit. Yeah. I wore the full tracksuit.
By the way, I was looking for that tracksuit. Once you were booked for this show, I was looking for it, or even something that looked like it, because I wanted to wear it while you walked in here. Not while you walked in here.
What?
I was gonna walk in wearing it, and you would see me while you walked in. But it's not available anywhere.
So there was a collab with Zalmatelier, and the first round sold out. The second round sold out, and then we just recently, I think literally like yesterday, launched. There was the round 3. But then once those are gone, they're gone. And also, they ain't cheap.
So I'm going to have to go on StockX. Is that what you're saying?
They ain't cheap.
And
I think
upsell
if you want to get the top and the bottoms, bear in mind, so I've got one of these full. I got given it the other week.
Yeah.
They're very nice.
Yeah, it looks dope.
They're very well made. I think it's about 800 euros for the full, tracksuit.
No, I'm done. I don't got time for that. Nope, we ain't doing that.
I nearly brought it with me, right? I nearly brought the tracksuit with me to LA, but I really like traveling light. And so I brought with me one big backpack that I put everything into. There was no space.
Yeah. Also, you don't want that one person at TSA that is a fan of the altars and it just magically disappears.
Do you know what? I had my longest ever stop at the passport control, where normally, they're kind of asking, what are you here for? How long are you here for? And sometimes you get that one who is just trying to be a bit more of a dick. And they're just kind of like, the longest stop I ever had was this time round. And it's because she was fascinated. She's like, so tell me more. How did you get into voice acting in video games? Okay, cool. So like, how long have you been doing it? How many have you done? She was asking so many questions. She was like, she could well step in right now and sit down there. Like she was like, well, I was there for a solid 10 minutes and I'm just there like, obviously being really nice because first of all, you don't want to piss off the TSA agent.
No, not at all.
But then I had my friend who was waiting out in the pickup collection area at LAX is chaos. It's absolutely mad. And I knew he was out there and I'm just going, it's really great. I love it. And in the back of my mind, just going, please let me through. My friend is out the other side. And he's like, I know for a fact he's going to be stuck in the middle of this traffic and people honking and then he's going to have to keep doing laps. But it was really nice to actually have a TSA agent who was genuinely
interested.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you never know that she might have a side hustle, and maybe
she said
a year
thought
from
about
now,
doing it.
Yeah, a year from now, she might be in a game.
She said she thought about doing it. She gave the classic line of, I've often been told I've got a really nice voice. People tell me I should do this. I just need to say, when people know that you're a voice actor, you hear that maybe 5 or 6 times a week. People go, people often tell me that I should do that. And you have to then react in a way where you're not going, okay, this is the 5th time I've had this conversation this week. Don't go into the default
give them
answers.
hope. You got to inspire. Like even the people watching this, I want you can inspire them.
But then you also have to go, you do have a nice voice. Because if you don't, then they see it as an insult that you haven't said it. So so every now and then, like someone will say it and I go, you've got a voice. You've got a great
You're speaking
voice.
to me now. You don't say you got a great voice. You just say you got a voice, right?
You have a voice. You have a. Do you know what? I take that hand and I go, look at me. You have a voice. You have a voice.
Use it.
Use it.
But I gotta go. Seriously, my friend's
for
outside.
For real, please. Yeah.
All right, we still got some more comments
We do.
there. That was a little side quest for y'all, by the way.
Okay. This is there's no name to this one.
Purposely.
It says, on a serious note, I absolutely love the layered concept of this game and each of the yarns. The writing for each character really makes them unique and alive. Like, I immediately forgot/ignored the QC simulation part and just treated them as living beings. And wow, they really make you think about those choices. Kasia and Magda are the writers of this game. And I want them to get all the praise possible. They are brilliant. They're so good. Not just like the undertaking, the stuff they're doing in the DLC. I was like, you've already made a rod for your own back and made it challenging with the base game, and now it's like they're just dialing that up even further. What I find absolutely unbelievable as well, they're writing this incredibly complex game with these incredibly complex mechanics, and I mean like the characters themselves are a mechanic. My performance has to basically be a mechanic, which is a weird thing, not used to that. But they're writing all of this incredibly complex system in a second language. And I'm like, this is a hard enough thing to do in your own like mother tongue. To do it in another language is wildly impressive. Like, to get these characters who just feel so consistent and so clear, and then for like the actual work itself to be so mechanically complex is like, I'm so impressed by them. And they're such lovely people as well. And Magda made, for everyone in the office, made these mugs. She basically, I think, handmade them, and then she painted them, and every single one had Jan, like Jan director, Jan writer. So all the people that worked on the game had their version of what Jan they were in the office. And then after the release of the game, a little package came to my door, and I opened it, and it was Jan actor. And she like made a little Jan mug for me.
Oh, why didn't you bring that at least? I know you like to pack lightly. Gee, you should have brought that. That would have looked. I would love to see. I mean, you brought the socks.
I brought the socks. But their writing is incredible. And Kasia is the lead writer on it. And she pretty much was in every single session. Tomek, the game director, or Magda or Kasia were always in every session. I'd say started out predominantly Tomek, and then it became predominantly Kasia. And when I finally met Kasia, it was a really weird feeling because I'd done hundreds of hours with her, but on Zoom. And then to finally meet her was like a really cool experience. But they're amazing. They've done such a good job.
Yeah, like honestly, shout out to them. Like it shines through your performance. You know, like the writing. So shout out to them.
I'll say as well, what they were really great with was being very open to. There were moments where I would go, actually, can we rewrite that? I'd like to do this, then that, and they would just go, yeah. That does make sense. Yeah, okay, cool. They were very open to sort of it felt very collaborative in the way that they wanted to work on it. Okay. This is from Marisaurus. No hate at all. That's a great way to start. That's a great way to start. No hate at all.
Just got to preface this. Yeah.
But it's just funny to me how instead of resource management, you need to focus on your altar's mood constantly. Like, this whole expedition becomes a non-stop therapy session. I have said in the past, I feel like working on this game, I was paid to do therapy. And now we're back in on the DLC. Yeah. Great. Once that's done, I'm like, I'm going to have to pay to do therapy? I've been paid to do therapy. I don't like the feeling of paying to do therapy now. Why aren't people paying me to work through my problems? It is like therapy. It's like a big therapy session. And I think, as I say, this is the weird thing, is that it's so interesting talking about that as resource management and your altar's moods, like that, comparing them as like game mechanics, right? And that's what I meant when I was saying about it felt strange for once for my performance not to feel just like extra like detail in the game, but to actually feel like it was part of the game and baked into the game. And that if that wasn't done right, then it would kind of fall flat and the game wouldn't work. So I've got to give a lot of praise as well to Damien Goodwin, who is the performance director. He's amazing. He's done so many games. He's worked on like Witcher games, and he's absolutely brilliant. And he was just the guy with his hand on the tiller, keeping the ship going in the right direction. Because when you're trying to focus on all the little tiny details with each of the characters, you're not really looking up at. You're not the one with the compass, right. Looking up at going, right, where's north, and doing that. So he was like so instrumental. And I think like any time anyone is like says anything nice about my performance, I'm like, well, a good chunk of that has to go to Damien as well.
I love this so much because I feel like you're giving an acceptance speech right now with just like the name drops. I mean, because you're giving so much insight on like the remarkable team that it took to make this game. So
Yeah.
I'm really, again, this is gonna be out after we find out. So I'm really rooting for them.
I've
for
really
the
got
Game
my
Awards.
fingers
You know,
crossed. I think they're in. I think there's a shot there because I think it is a really cool game. You know, there's some other great games in that category. I mean, 2 Point Museum has got a lot of love, you know, and it does some really fun stuff. But I look at it and I saw people on Twitter when they share what they voted for, and a good number had the Alters on there.
Yeah.
Like, so I've got my fingers crossed because I really want those guys to get their flowers because
yeah, 100%. I do
such
too.
a cool thing.
Yeah. Another side quest. So have you heard of this movie called Mickey 17?
Yes.
So I believe this game. So it came out earlier this year, and the game came out earlier this year. There was a like a video essay I was working on that never saw the light of day, trying to compare the two. I just couldn't get it right. But I wanted to ask you what do you think about that movie and like comparing it to The Alters? I know you see some similarities there.
There's some definite similarities. Do you know what's interesting is that I haven't watched Mickey 17.
Okay.
I avoided it because I didn't want, like several times I've come close to watching it. On the flight on the way over here, it was there and I had that moment where my finger hovered and I was like, nope, not going to, until we finish the DLC, until everything is like,
Gotcha.
I'm done. And I like step back and I go, everything's done. Because I don't want any part of anything everything you consume ends up being subconsciously processed and taken in, and you kind of put it into whatever work you do. If there's something where it is like, you know, off this planet, space kind of vibe, like clone vibe, everything, I just can't, I don't want any of part of that to like seep into my subconsciousness while I am working. So I'm avoiding it until the day that we're fully done. And then I'll watch it.
Okay, because I want to get your insight. I'm gonna have to wait though until we don't even know this distant future when the DLC comes out.
I know, but you don't know.
Dang. Okay, well, fair enough. That just means we'll have to have a part 2 of our conversation.
Yeah. It'll just be the Mickey 17.
It'll be Mickey.
It'll be a DLC of our
Alters.
conversation. Like, yeah.
DLC of our conversation. Yeah. I love that. What does DLC stand for when
Deep
you have
loving chat.
Okay.
There you go.
Aww.
Yeah, it'll be a deep loving chat that we have about
a deep loving chat.
Yeah.
About the Alters.
Yeah.
And Mickey 17.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Now
continue.
Yes. Okay. Not sponsored. Own Cut 779. What's interesting about that is 779 is the first numbers of my home landline when I was growing up. So
I thought you were going to say you're social.
I'm about to give you my entire, the number of my parents' house. The Alters is the only game in recent years that I had any desire to replay immediately. And I played it through 3 times in a row. Wow, twice normal and once modded with all yarns on board. I want to go back and I want to play this mod because I want to see how impossible it makes. Because this is the thing, right? How do you have, if you have all yarns on board, how do you have the time to get everything done?
That person sounds insane.
Yeah.
To put themselves through that. That's nuts.
Like, I feel like I've lived with the game a lot, but I feel like this person has probably almost lived with it as much as I have 3 times in a row. I really like this about the game, that you can't get all of the yarns. And that you have to go back and you have to replay if you want to make sure you can get all the yarns. But also, different combinations of yarns that you have on board will affect their mood and how they interact with one another. And, you know, you can have one who sort of like hates another one. And then, so therefore, that would just affect their mood generally. There's a little burp there from the not sponsored.
I thought you were just
sparkling
really just had a
water.
moment for a second.
Do you know what? Let's play that off. Cut there. And yeah, I'm just so happy
Just
to be
hit
here
you.
having this deep loving chat, you know?
Deep loving chat. Yeah.
It just really, I really feel that.
The continuation of our deep loving chat.
Yeah.
in 2026.
And then it's like Run DMC is when you were out for a run and you're having a deep, meaningful chat. There you go. Yeah, you just run side by side and it's like a very deep, meaningful chat. That's what that means.
Oh my goodness.
MC Grinder FM. Oh my God, this is amazing. So, first of all, MC Grinder, there is a show in the UK called, God, what was it called? Corrupt FM. And basically, it's about these guys who live in a council estate in Brentford in West London. And they are absolutely useless. They are absolutely hopeless. They've got nothing going on in their life. They are man children, you know, who think they're like dressing up as these like hardcore criminal, you know, and they run this pirate radio channel from this apartment. And the guy who fronts it, the guy at the front, top of that is called MC Grinder. So I'm assuming that is a reference to that incredible. Gotcha. It's like a 3-season. You should watch it if you can. It's on BBC.
Okay, I was going to ask, where is it available? Like,
it's hilarious. It's a mockumentary.
Okay.
And it follows these guys as they basically, you just know that they're never going to achieve anything. And you know that this is where they'll be when they're 60, just in this grimy flat trying to do this crap pirate radio. But they believe that they're like the next big thing. And it's brilliant to watch. It's really funny.
Okay.
I'm going to give this the full emphasis that it is written with, okay? So I'm going to move the mic back. Because he carried this game. The Alters wouldn't be 50% as good if it weren't for Alex. He absolutely annihilated this part. That is beautifully aggressive language. Thank you, MC Grinder. I appreciate that. That's very, very nice of you. I am very happy. I'm very happy. It's interesting because like it feels. I think it can be misconstrued or misinterpreted as arrogant when you go, I feel really happy with the work that I did. It's not like I'm going like, oh yeah, I absolutely nailed that. But it's a really nice feeling to come away from something and know that I went in and I didn't give like 75%. I went in every session and went, I'm just going to give 100% of what I can. So it feels nice to come out feeling that way, and then to see people kind of say that they enjoyed it. Kind of is a nice like thing to go, yeah, I did give a lot to this, and I am very happy with sort of how much I gave to it.
And while I feel like it's important to have that internally, it's nice to see other people appreciating you too.
Yeah.
Like you were just long listed for a BAFTA for lead performance. So like it's nice to get that from
it is really nice.
Those accolades as well.
I mean, it's like so I've been doing this now for 12, 13 years. And if I've said several times, you know, and just over the years, you don't go about it to get awards, right? Because if you're doing that, first of all, you're not thinking about the work that you're doing. You've got your eye off the prize, but on the prize, if that makes sense. You've got your eye off the ball and on the prize.
There you go.
So you can't really do that. And also, if that's what you're going for, if that never ends up being something that is achievable or happens for you, then you kind of change the way in which you view your own career. And that's not healthy. So I just like going in and doing the work and just having fun with it. And I've never kind of thought like, oh, you know, maybe hopefully this will be like an awards thing. But then for this to come around, and then so had the golden joysticks, and then like now the long list, I'm like, it does feel nice to have people in the industry go, hey man, like I know you've been just over there doing your thing for this many games, but by the way, actually, good job on this. It does feel nice. Yeah.
Like, we really like this.
Yeah.
You finally did something
we
like.
Yeah. All the other stuff was, God, you really went on a long learning path, didn't you?
But you really earned this spin drift. Here you go. It's all for
so
you.
Much to the Academy for this spin drift. I really appreciate it.
Not a sponsor, by the way. That's my award guy voice, I guess. I don't know. We still got some more.
Yep. Okay. Amazing Umu. He literally performed 12 unique but similar characters absolutely flawlessly. Your words, not mine. The fact he didn't even get nominated is an absolute travesty. Amazing Umu. I appreciate that.
I believe they're talking about best performance for at the Game Awards. I think that's what they're referring to.
I'm really happy so I've got 3 friends who are all nominated. So I've got Erica Ishii, I've got Ben Starr and Jen English, and I'm really, really happy. I'm really rooting for them. I really want... Ben and I had this chat, right? We were together when the Game Awards nominations were announced, and we went down the pub and we had a couple of drinks, and we both had a long chat, and we were like, I want Jen to get it. I said it to him. I was like, sorry, mate, but I want Jen to get it. And he was like, don't worry, I want Jen to get it as well. We both think that Jen gave such a phenomenal performance in Expedition 33. Like, honestly, insanely good. And she's just someone who has continued to do brilliant work in everything. And I felt that with Baldur's Gate 3, I thought it was a shame that I didn't see her for Shadowheart in a few categories, in a few award shows. I thought she was just exceptional in that. So I'm really, really happy. I could see Jen doing a clean sweep of like the sort of the big three, the joysticks, the Game Awards and BAFTA. I do think though, I would like to see Jen win it. I do think Charlie Cox is in with a good shot. There's a lot of love for him. I think Ben is in with a really good shot.
Yeah.
Because Ben's another person who, like, I thought his performance in Final Fantasy 16 was such an interesting one because with that character, like, you can't, like, there's so much of that game I think could fall flat if not for Clive and if not for what Ben does with Clive. So he's another one who I think, like, he got the golden joystick for that. He didn't even get a BAFTA nom for that. Which
That's
to
wild.
me was wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild. So I think he's got a good shot here. I think a lot of people kind of go, hold on, here's this guy who's done really great work and has done really great work in the past and also deserves to sort of get some flowers.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the entire gaming community like everyone that was nominated, I think they deserve to be there. And of course there are some people, including yourself, who I feel should be there, but I'm not part of the committee at all. And also, if Charlie Cox does win, I would be surprised, not because of his performance, but because of comments that he said. I was only in there for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Why am I being nominated?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the fact that you did it. Well, he didn't say it. He didn't say why was he being nominated, but he said that he doesn't. All the praise that he's gotten for his role, he's surprised because he only spent 4 hours.
I've got to
in
say,
a booth.
I did really appreciate when he was mentioning Maxence Cazorla, who does the performance capture and does sort of French Gustav.
Yeah.
And he gives a lot of praise to him, and I was like, okay, good. I like that. That's good because I think there's a lot to be said for the people who went in and kind of did the baseline sort of motion performance and everything for that game.
Yeah. So I think there's a few more. And then I want you to. We got another fun thing that I want you to do. It's more lighthearted.
Okay.
After this,
which alter was easiest and most? Okay, which alter was easiest and most difficult to voice act? I was about to read that as easiest and most difficult. So easiest would probably be Bass Jan, like the main guy, because I would say he's the closest to me. He's just really my voice, but American. So yeah. And then I think the most difficult is the botanist, because he really sits in a place that's right at the back of the throat, and it's kind of triggering the yawn bit there. Yeah. There you go.
it's triggering the yawn.
Like literally, like I do it by relaxing right at the back, and it's the same thing as when you're about to yawn.
About to yawn.
Yeah.
Why are you just saying his name over and over again? What are you talking about?
Yawn.
I'm about to yawn. You are yawn. What are you talking about? I'm confused.
It's yawning time. Toba 3024. I don't get it. I really don't get this game at all. I'm sorry. It just looks creepy as hell. Like a Ken doll and a Ken doll house. Futuristic nightmare. Yes. Good. Feel those feelings. Listen. Toba 3024. I need to find where you got this comment.
You're going to hunt him down?
I'm going to hunt you down, and I'm going to get you a code for the game.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
I will get you a code for the game. I will genuinely go out of my way to make sure you get a code so you can experience this creepy Ken doll in a Ken doll house futuristic nightmare. And so I need to find that person.
The response is going to be, I don't wanna. I'm scared of Ken.
Find me on Instagram and send me a DM, and I'll get you a code.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure this happens. Actually,
yeah.
I'm gonna reach out.
Because I would be really interested to hear what someone who looks at it and goes like, "Oh God, it creeps me out. It's weird." Who would then? I'd be intrigued to then know what they feel at the end of playing the game.
Yeah. Okay. We'll in the DLC of our conversation.
Yeah.
We'll get the answer to this.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was, I believe,
That was the
last one.
Okay.
It's a good one to end on.
All right. Well, so if feel like this is a very, serious game. But it also has its, its light moments, its lighter moments. It can be lighthearted, like that song that you sang that was just beautiful. This has nothing to do with the song that I'm about to pull up.
Okay.
But
Cool. Good.
just to let you know.
We were in a taxi last night and my mate Mike was in charge of the music and he put on that song. And I was like,
Really?
turn it off now. Turn it off. We are not sitting in a taxi with two people that I know but I don't know that well. Like listening to this song right now.
It's a beautiful song. You don't like your own voice or something? What's going on here?
Do you know what? I was not the most confident singer. I'm really happy with the song. I just don't want to sit and listen to it with a bunch of people.
I feel that. Well, this is going to be a lot more lighthearted because the game also has its lighthearted moments. Again, much like the song. And so I scoured the internet for people, believe it or not, creating the altars memes.
Okay.
There are memes.
I haven't really been able to or at least it hasn't come across on my socials, so I'm excited for this.
I'm in the trenches when it comes to the
Okay.
internet. So I scoured the internet for some of the altars memes, and I want you to react to them.
Okay.
There's a few. Let me see. These first ones are if the altars were based on dogs. So here you go.
So this is the refiner. He was like a poodle, much smarter than you'd expect for someone with such flamboyant hair. Poodles are smart.
Yeah.
Poodles are real. I've got a dog who is a Cyprus street dog. So he's made up of like 17 different breeds. We did the DNA test. He's a smart little boy. And his main one is toy miniature poodle. And I didn't realize that toy miniature poodles are considered to be like some of the smartest dogs there is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They take IQ tests for dogs, or how does that work?
I don't know. I think it's a written exam.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Also, my dog has a passport because he came from Greece, and they got ink on his paw, and he's got a little paw stamp on his passport.
What universe
It's
are we living
amazing.
in? Is this a talking dog? Can it talk too?
In my mind, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got the miner. He was like a greyhound, nervous, avoidant, and constantly running away from his problems. Yes, unless you get the shrink in your playthrough, and then he's forced to face his problems, and then he doesn't become a greyhound. He stops being a greyhound. There you go.
He becomes a pit bull?
He becomes a
What would you say?
what's an almost slightly zen-like dog that's just comfortable with
Saint Bernard,
being.
maybe?
Yeah, I could see that.
I would say a Saint Bernard, yeah.
Yeah, and lots of fur, like with the facial hair, yeah. He was like a mutt. No one knew what he was meant to be, and everyone was disappointed in him anyway.
And which one is this?
This is main yarn.
Okay, yeah.
That's the one that I feel is most like me. Also, my dog's a mutt. I'm not disappointed in him. I love him. His name is Gatsby, and he's the best boy. How dare you?
Shout out to
How
Gatsby.
dare
Seriously.
you? Honestly, I'll show you a picture of my dog in a bit,
Okay.
and you'll just be like, oh, that is a good boy right there. The doctor, he was like an Irish wolfhound. He could do more damage being friendly than most people could do in a blind rage. I like that. The doctor was an interesting one. Because the doctor's where we we kind of play around with some creative freedom of them having different accents in a way that they probably wouldn't in reality. And the doctor was one where I think it kind of pushed it to the most extreme that it could go. He has a southern kind of drawl, and that was an interesting one, a tough one to make sure that like doing that he didn't feel like a caricature.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think that was the challenge there. Okay. Oh my God, that's a lot of things on the screen.
Yeah, so this is a
Okay.
different meme, yeah. Describe what you're looking at.
What I'm looking at here is a meme that has this bit of key artwork here, the altars. It's that artwork, what I played, what I expected, and then it's Moon, the film, Sims 4, and Fallout Shelter, and then what I got. Allow me to, do you know what? I'm going
Try to
zoom in on.
figure out what's in there, yeah.
So, a sheep attire, the absolute cinema masterpiece meme, Star Trek, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Nightcrawler, the Jake Gyllenhaal movie, You Must Construct Additional Pylons, yep, Martian, Stonks Go Up, It always was meme with the space, the astronaut with the gun. The Backstreet Boys, that'll be the song. That'll be the song. I like that. And then also still Fallout Shelter. And then lots of sad guys hugging each other. Moon. And then what's that one there? That's
That is that Stargate?
that might be Stargate. And if you don't think that, if you thought that was a jumbled mess, what I was saying, yes.
It'll be on screen. They'll see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then you've already seen this.
Now,
by the time.
how accurate do you think that is to what we actually got? Those are a lot of awesome things in one, like in one
Yes.
picture.
Yes, I will say yes.
Okay.
That feels right to me. That
Yeah.
does feel right to me. It feels like it is all of those things. I think if I could add one thing to that, what would it be? I think it would be, oh God, no, they've really covered a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
And this wasn't you that made this.
No.
The Tree of Life is in there. Honestly, I think they kind of nailed it. I really think they nailed it. There needs to be a chaise longue for the therapy sessions. There you go. That's the only thing that's missing.
Okay.
Is a
What's
therapist
that?
chair.
Shazong?
A chaise longue. A chaise longue is, when you get
the chocolate rain
therapists-
guy. Is that you mean Tazon Day? Is that what you mean?
Chaise longue day. The chaise longue. So like in the therapy sessions, you have the long
what they
sofa thing where they
call
sit.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're a fancy
Yeah.
man.
I'm a very fancy man.
I just call it a couch.
But it's often been said that I'm a fancy man, but never a fancy man. Minor Jan seeing the station drive away without him. We did. Do you know what? Have you seen? We did an animation with Mashed. Do you know the channel Mashed?
I know Mashed, yeah.
Yeah. The Spud Gun guys. We made an animation with them, and we had a great bit with the miner running along with the bass. That's a lot of fun. I recommend that. Go watch that.
No, I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, and I think it's the kind of thing that would actually work really well as like a little mini series of that. So I'm just trying to get myself more work.
You
here
trying to pitch that right
Yeah,
now?
Yeah, just trying to pitch it. This is brilliant. I'm guessing they're seeing this on screen as well.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. Goddamn 11-bit studios. This is some serious gourmet shit. While being covered in blood is kind of appropriate. 11-bit studios do make some real good stuff, man. They make some real good stuff. I think it's really cool to have studios that, I think their phrase is meaningful games.
Yeah.
And I think a comment that Tomek, the game director, once made, which I thought was really cool, was, I don't care about making you a better player. I want to make you a better person. I'm like, when there's people who are treating games like that, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's only good for the industry, I think games where you just forget, I am addicted to Ball X Pit. Like, I am playing that non-stop. There's no better person thing in there. It's just numbers go burr, and my brain goes like that. Every game has its place, but it is really cool when you get a studio that goes, now we want to make like this War of Mine, challenging emotionally and morally. Frostpunk, challenging like morally, morally and technically. And then you get the Alters, which is a bit of all of that, morally, emotionally, technically. It's just really cool to have studios that are sort of there trying to do that.
Games for adults. I'm not going to say they're not for kids, but it's like, they're very mature.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Oh, is that the last?
That's the meme.
Well, you passed the test.
Thank you.
This
I was being tested?
This was all a test.
Wow.
Yeah. That's all this was, in case you were wondering.
Thank you.
Can we get another spin drift,
I want to
please?
say thank you so much for the opportunity to take this test and to pass it with flying colors. With flying colors?
Yeah, turn the can. There we go.
Did I pass it with flying colors?
Yeah, absolutely.
I wanted to, for passing this with flying colors, I did a really good job.
We're really gonna get that spin drift sponsorship.
Please, Spin
Alex,
Drift,
thank
come
you.
through.
I'm so happy. We're gonna get the spin drift, sponsorship because of you.
I believe.
All right, so let's see. I think that's the majority of what I wanted from you, but I also wanted to ask you something very, very personal.
Oh my God.
And see if you can actually, I don't know if you can talk about it.
Okay.
What do you got coming up next?
Uh,
Doesn't have to be the Ultras related. I know we spent the majority of our time talking about the Ultras, but I know you probably, because you're out here. I don't know if you are working on any other projects, anything that you can talk about though.
No.
Damn.
No, so I've got some really cool stuff coming up. I've got this one thing that I'm working on where I'm like, the day that comes out is like, might be the biggest day of my career. Like, it's wild. It's really, really cool. But I can't talk about it because lawyers will come round with baseball bats, which I think is kind of weirdly more threatening than coming around with a gun, because someone's coming around and going, no, I'm going to do this manually.
Yeah, beating a bat in their other hand. Like,
yeah.
We got to talk to you real quick.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to feel this connection. Like, yeah. I will say, like, so I do have a D&D channel that I do. I have a D&D channel with Ben Starr, Verso in Expedition 33, and Clive in Final Fantasy 16. Doug Cockle, who is Geralt in the Witcher games. We've got Aoife Wilson, who works for Larian, and Holly Bennett, who works for Square Enix. And then our Dungeon Master is a guy called Harry McIntyre, who was Noah in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but was also in a show called The Last Kingdom on Netflix. And we have a D&D show, and we are called Natural Six, and we're doing ongoing every other week. We have an episode come out, and then on the down weeks we have like a supplementary show that we do. So that I can talk about.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we are literally, we just filmed our 50th episode, I think, the other day.
Oh, that's
no, our 49th. We've got our 50th when I land back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for, because I didn't even know you had that. You've gone through 49 episodes.
Yeah.
And I'm just now finding out. Well, I'm not like the huge, I'm not like the biggest tabletop person, but like so many of my favorite people, including yourself, like are into D&D. And so it's like, it's slowly but surely getting me into that world, but also I don't have the time commitment to do it myself. So I would rather just watch people that I enjoy do it.
Do you know what? It's like through this and through Dragon Age, I have now become friends with wonderful Matt Mercer and Marisha Ray. And when I was here last summer, I think it was last summer, I went for dinner. My wife, Matt, Marisha, and I went for dinner, not far from here. And I was telling this story about my first time in LA in 2009 when I was 19 years old. I've been working at a summer camp in Pennsylvania. Then I traveled around America and I ran out of money, and I basically had enough cash in my wallet not to, like, I had my flight home was in 4 days time. And I basically had to pay for hostel and I had to pay for food and just to kind of get by in LA for 4 days. Didn't have enough cash, but I had enough cash to buy a very bad Joker costume. Now, I started in voice acting stuff by doing impressions on YouTube. And I did the full, you want to know why, sort of the full Joker. So I was like, hell, I'm going to go out on Hollywood Boulevard as a 19-year-old, as a 19-year-old, and I'm going to busk as the Joker. And I went out there, crap costume, and I had it. They are territorial. Those characters out on Hollywood Boulevard, they're territorial, and I was not being well received. Let's say that, like, it was not very nice. But Batman came and spoke to me, and Batman was like, "Hey man, let's just do some photos together, and maybe we'll make some more money because it's like a double thing, Batman and the Joker." And I was like, "Sure, great, let's do it." He was asking me questions, and I talked about the fact that I've been working at this camp for kids with autism in the summer. And he was like, "Oh, you should come meet Superman. His sister's autistic, and he might want to hear about the work you've been doing." So I was like, "Cool, okay, yeah." So I went down and I befriended Batman and Superman. And I hung out with them for the day. And then I met, so up comes Tinkerbell, who lived with Batman. And I'm there like chatting with Tinkerbell and Batman and Superman, and then they go off to get dinner. And I spend like a couple of days with Batman, Superman, and Tinkerbell. And they take me under their wing, and I kind of make enough cash to just pay for the hostel and pay for my food. I'm sat, 2024, telling the story to Matt and Marisha. And Marisha goes, You're saying this because, right? And I went, "What do you mean?" And then in that moment, my brain clicked, and I just went, Tinkerbell? And she was like, yeah, I used to be. And I was like, you lived with Batman? She was like, I lived with Batman.
No
and
way.
it was Marisha the whole time
No
that I'd spent a
way.
few days with in 2009 as they took me under their wing and just made sure that I was okay for like a few days on Hollywood Boulevard.
Insane.
Yeah.
Wait, did she not look the same?
No,
Tinkerbell doesn't have a mask on.
Because what was interesting, right, was to my mind as well, like it was so kind of like, it was like, what, 15 years ago at that point.
Yeah.
And everything was such a blur. And it was crazy how in that moment, my memory suddenly got like drawn back in of exactly what Tinkerbell looked like. And I suddenly was like, oh my God, I can suddenly see it again in my memory. And yes, it's your face in my memory, but it was just kind of a bit blurry until that sort of was brought back into focus.
She put the pieces
and I
together,
always remembered it. And like, it was my parents' favorite part of that story was whenever I told it to family and friends back home, and they loved that Tinkerbell was there along with Batman and Superman. And that was always their favorite bit. So when I went home, I went back, I was like, Mom and Dad, you're never going to believe this. Tinkerbell in that story. And they were always like, yeah, Tinkerbell, love that Tinkerbell. I was like, I know Tinkerbell. Like, I know Tinkerbell now. Like, it's wild. It's wild.
See, Alex, I got to tell you, this is the reason why I do this video on demand. Because if this was a live stream and someone just tuned in, they would be thinking you were telling like a story when you were tripping on acid.
I know,
something.
yeah.
I was with Tinkerbell, and then like Superman showed up. She was living with Batman. That's an amazing story.
It's really,
though.
really cool. Like, and again, we had a moment last night. I saw them last night, and we had a moment where we just stopped and we were saying goodbye and getting his taxi. It was like, isn't it crazy, man? And Marish just like, it's so crazy, man. Like, it's a wild, wild bit of like the universe bringing us back together.
Bring you all back together again.
Yeah.
It would have been awesome if it happened on Halloween while you all were dressed in your respective
I really want to
characters.
see, she's not in touch with Batman anymore, but I really want to see if she can get in touch with Batman, because I want to say to him, thank you for like, looking after me when I was
I wonder whatever happened to Batman.
I wonder what happened to Batman.
Do you think Bane broke his back?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's
And
probably what happened.
And then his spirit. Yeah. I wondered
Hollywood
which
Boulevard.
would break first, his body or his spirit. Yeah.
See, that's what happens, when you're not born in darkness.
Yeah.
Like Bane. Are we talking about reality or the comic book character now?
By it,
It kind of works.
you simply adopted the dark.
This is awesome. I didn't know you did impressions. I do too. So that's awesome.
Nice.
So we're gonna have to save it for
Yes,
the DLC.
the
though.
DLC.
Yes, where we're just gonna do a ton of impressions.
Yep.
But Alex, I want to thank you for coming onto the show.
I want to thank you for having me on.
This was awesome.
Yeah, it was. Thank you.
Yeah,
You're awesome.
you're awesome.
You're awesome.
No, you are.